Good afternoon, Aquarius, and welcome to Hoodie Priestess Tarot. I'm Jodine, and we're going to start doing your tarot reading now, and it'll be the navigation spread. And we'll start with one card from the Enchanted Forhaxa deck. We're still breaking this deck in, and then we'll follow up with an oracle from the Urban Crow deck. And just as a note, both the Urban Crow and the Enchanted Forhaxa deck are made by the same author and artist. And her name is M.J. McCullinane. All right, I hope you're having a wonderful week. I don't know where you are, but the weather is good here. It's really good this past week. I think we had a 90 degree day, but humidity wasn't so bad, so that helps. All right, for Aquarius, please give us an Enchanted Forhaxa Bewitched tarot card. And this is for Aquarius, and this reading is going to be from August 10th through August 16th. So the week ahead for Libra, not for Libra, for Aquarius, please. For Aquarius, please, for August 10th through August 16th. Thank you. All right, we have somebody who wants attention there. And the card we are drawing is the 10 of Air, which would correlate to the 10 of Swords. And you can see now she's had her wings removed. This card is keeping up with the bloodiness of the 10 of Swords. Had her wings removed and nailed to a tree. She has got some symbolism of the crucifixion, I suppose. Or the, what is that called? When somebody, there's a word for it. Oh, I'm sorry, it escapes me right now. And rose petals on the ground. Okay. Then you have a bonus card, and that is the 6 of Pentacles. The 6 of Earth. In this card, it's called the 6 of Earth. She looks like me, I think. But it does correlate to the 6 of Pentacles. The card of giving and receiving. Okay, Aquarius, let's look at that. Those two cards for you. The 10 of Air. I think we've had a lot of 10 of Swords energy come up for the signs lately. Last week, everybody was having a Tower. Had a lot of Knight of Swords coming up. Okay, here we go. 10 of Air. When you stumble across this fairy, it's clear something tragic happened here. They are, just a second, they aren't dead. However, they are in a horrible state. With their wings nailed to the trunk of a tree, they must have suffered an attack, and one that would require time to heal. If there is one positive thing to say about their condition, it is that their foe has fled. All immediate danger has passed, and the worst is over. However, they seem to have relaxed into their pose of suffering, that perhaps being a victim is more comfortable than the pain required to seek help or healing. I've noticed that this new deck doesn't mince words. Not with any of the cards so far. The 10 of Air energy forces you into the energetic state that results from an attack or hitting a low point in your life. The events that created this energy may have left you feeling shell-shocked or barely human. You may have been the victim of misfortune at the hands of someone more powerful and, as a result, no longer feel in control of your life. If there is one thing you can point to as a sign of hope, it isn't over. And there is nowhere to go but up from here. To help you move past this event, you will need to let go of the pain, let go of your role, so that you can move into a new one. Most people do not want to see the 10 of air in a reading. It is a challenging energy to come to terms with or face. We must first examine what happened, allow space to process the events as they happened, and then extend kindness inward so that recovery can begin. Extending kindness to ourselves is crucial, as this will provide the strength needed to prioritize healing and growth. I think, this is a pretty detailed 10 of air. The whole concept that we've been the victim of brutal treatment by someone much more powerful than us. The idea that we not, be aware of staying in victimhood too long and come out and participate in our own recovery by extending kindness to ourselves is, I think, really important. And I'm glad that she included that in her interpretation of the card. I have to get up and close windows. It's too noisy here. Yes, and I also wanted to add that, as our lives go through the changes, I kind of feel like it's going to be a long conversation on your reading, I'm sorry. But since these cards came up, I kind of have been feeling the last couple of days like we're really in a time of revelations, in that, like, biblical. And I'm not even about the Bible. I'm not trying to be about the Bible here, but I think it is that time. And what is Revelations? It's a revealing. It's a revealing of the demonic or evil forces in our lives, because they've come to such a pinnacle that they can no longer be shoved under the carpet while we all look the other way and go on with our happy lives. Yes, we know what's going on, but we don't really have any control over it anyway. And I think now it's just so strong and so powerful everywhere you look. And on so many different levels, whether it's war, whether it's the environment, whether it's the prices of everyday living, whether it's poor and disenfranchised and refugee people just being ground under. I think a lot of us are dealing with forces that are more powerful than us, and dealing with being crushed under the heel of those forces. It is getting to be such an experience, such a widespread experience, that I'm not surprised to see these cards come up. Let's look at the 6 of Earth. Boy, I've got my windows shut and it's just so noisy here. One of the consequences of the growth of my city, they are just bound and determined to grow and grow and grow and attract more people, and they want the city to get bigger and bigger. Rochester's already bigger than St. Paul, population-wise. But one of the consequences where I live is that it's so much more noisy with all the development, with every new apartment, with every new house, there's at least one car, if not more. How many cars does every family have? And being that we're in Minnesota and that we don't have really good mass transportation in this town, we're working on it. We've been working on it for decades, but it's still not to the point where it really serves the public. You are really car dependent in this place. There's not a whole lot else for you to do besides own a car and pay for it too. We all pay for it, people's car ownerships, with our peace and quiet, with our air quality, with the amount of our land that gets dedicated to car use. I'm going on and on. Let's talk about the Six of Earth. I think sometimes these things just need to be talked about, though, too. And I think that just looking around me at people, it's like we're all walking around with a great big pregnant lump of things under our belt that we are not talking about. It's like, I don't want to talk about it. It'll bring everybody down. I don't want to talk about it. I don't know what to do about it anyway. Why talk about it? Six of Earth. This fairy shares a vision of a powerful woman who straddles the land between a lush tropical garden on one side and the parched desert on the other. Their commanding presence showers the garden with rain, and the vegetation grows abundantly, attracting 6 hummingbirds. On the other side, they spare just a handful of droplets. The hot and thirsty crow is very grateful, more than the hummingbirds, because it knows what it feels like to be dependent on the resources of others. The crow understands resources are rarely shared equally. It is the way of the world. The crow knows all too well that there is a power that gives and withholds, giving and receiving here. Where did I leave off? Fortune smiles upon the hummingbirds, and it is the crow's time to go without. However, what the crow possesses is something that the hummingbirds do not. It has an understanding and wisdom. The crow knows what it means to have as well as to lose. It understands what power and control look like, and it is in this knowledge the crow in some ways has an advantage over the hummingbirds. The crow knows more about the world and how to survive if needed. If fortune redirected their resources, would the hummingbirds be so quick to adapt? When you encounter the Six of Earth, consider your position within a situation where one person or party is the provider of resources and the others are less than equal recipients. Are you getting a fair deal? Is the balance of power appropriate, or is one party using their position to an advantage? The Six of Earth brings the distribution of power and resources into your awareness. Knowledge is power, as well as understanding the flow of resources. Oh, that's a really apt card, too. And if I just start talking about that, I will forget that I am in the Aquarius reading. But let's leave it stand as it is, Aquarius, now. We're going to go into your celestial navigation spread, and we'll see, do those cards echo throughout your reading? I have no idea. Let's find out. Okay, for Aquarius, please. And this is looking at the week from August 10th through August 16th. Show us where Aquarius is right now, please. Thank you. Here it is again. Okay, the Six of Pentacles, the card of giving and receiving. Aquarius, it's come up twice now. Let me turn it out of the glare. So are you, Aquarius, do you feel yourself as the giver, the woman in the window here who has to dole out the resources and make the decision who they're going to go to? Or do you see yourself as one of the little recipients there? We've got 2 little dogs. In this card, we've got hummingbirds and crows. Are you having to decide where the resources are, where the wealth is shared? Or are you, this one goes down here, are you the recipient of resources? And if so, do you feel as though you're being treated fairly? Okay, that's what this card asks. And not only does it ask us to think about material resources, it also asks us to think about our time and our energy. And it asks us, where are we spending our time and our energy? And also, the This is a card of where we're spending our time and our energy. Are we in situations where things are equal, or do we feel like we're putting more into a relationship or a job than we're getting back? All of those things come up in giving and receiving. Show me for this week coming up, what is the helper for Aquarius? Aquarius, your reading is getting to be quite detailed. What is the helper for Aquarius, please? Thank you. What's helpful to Aquarius? The Page of Wands. Page of Wands is your helper in this upcoming week. What is fading now? What's fading out of Aquarius's attention? What's fading out of their focus? What is it that they are not concentrated too heavily on? And maybe they were in the past, but they're not now. For Aquarius, please. Yes, ma'am. This is my yes, ma'am card. This is the Queen of Swords herself. All right, thank you. And then if she's fading out of the focus, what is it that is front and center for Aquarius? What's in Aquarius's direct line of attention? Or where is their focus in this upcoming week? Thank you. The Queen of Cups, two queens on the table, very opposite queens. So your direct focus will be on the Queen of Cups, and we'll talk about her. And then what is coming around the bend for Aquarius that they don't see yet? What's coming over the horizon for Aquarius that they don't see yet? Thank you. The Wheel of Fortune. And where is the destination or the goal? Where is, over this next week, Aquarius headed? Or where would they like to be? Thank you. The Ten of Pentacles. Very good. What's at the bottom of the deck is the Five of Pentacles. Wow, we've got some opposites in your reading, some juxtapositions, as we would call it. First of all, let's take note of what's here. We've got two tens on the table. Tens are the cards of endings. They can also be the cards of beginnings. So we have this 10 of air up here, which, if you remember, is like the 10 of swords, is basically the 10 of swords. We also have a 10 in the Wheel of Fortune. We have some opposites. We have the Queen of the Mind, the Queen of Air. And we have the Queen of Water, or the Queen of the Heart, or the Emotions. Right. We have a general state of abundance, material resources, an abundance of material resources in the 10 of Pentacles. While also we have on the table the card of lack. Could be a material lack because it is a Pentacles. So we have those opposing forces here. What I see is that you are dealing with change. Either there's change going on in your life right now, or there's change coming around the bend that you haven't seen yet, or both. You're dealing with change, and you will be dealing with more change. And this is causing you to consider, I think you are on the considering end here of where you are going to spend either your resources or your energy or both, because when we get into Pentacles, energy is a resource, right? We know that energy is a resource. Where you put your time, where you put your effort, where are you investing yourself? And with that comes the other questions too. Are you getting back equally what you're putting in? So what helps you is the Page of Wands. Okay, now the Page of Wands is young and new and a person who's not yet developed. They're a youth. And the Page of Wands in particular is a very exuberant youth. So it will help you to be open to new things. It will help you to be enthusiastic and excited. The risk that you run now with the Page of Wands is that a little flaky, a little bit unpredictable. This is fire after all. They might be excited about one thing one day, and the next day they can do an about turn and be excited about something totally opposite. And we are seeing a lot of opposition here. So good source of fire, good source of spark, but where is it going to go? Well, that comes back to this, right? Where is that spark going to go? What's passing out of your life is the one who would step up, go through all the files and make decisions about what no longer serves us, where budget cuts need to be made with our physical and or spiritual and or willful energy. This is not in your focus. Instead, what is in your focus is being compassionate, being someone that other people trust, that other people feel comfortable with, being someone who is a confidant. That's what I call her. You go to the Queen of Cups when you need to be listened to, when you need to pour your heart out. Her cup is open to receive your emotions. She can do that for you. What's coming up that you don't yet see is more change. The wheel is turning here. So whatever you've got going on in your life, Aquarius, it's changing and it's going to keep changing. And Aquarius, I think that is the same for all of us. And I think we really are concerned about whether these changes that we're going to go through are going to decimate us. Are they going to be brutal? Are they going to be scary? Have they already been? The whole world is changing. We're going through an era shift here. And it's going to keep on doing so. Where will resources be allotted in the future? You know, with our changing technology on the horizon, change on the horizon, Aquarius. We are all wondering, and I'm not surprised to see this, will we be prosperous? We want to be. That's where we've been heading ourselves. That's where our energy has been going. Into security, into some material wealth, into how we can share that wealth with others, our family members maybe. Okay, because this is a prosperity that is shared. It's a prosperity that is handed down to our generations. Aquarius, maybe I'm talking to somebody who is of retirement age and thinking about where the fruits of their life labor, what's going to happen to them in the upcoming changing environment. These two queens, however, are not of retirement age. They're not young either. They're of an age to be parents. So they are neither yet old or young, but we do have youth represented here. So we could very much be thinking about our family dynamic. All right, what's irradiating off to the side is this. This is the Five of Pentacles. This can be not enough money, not good enough health, feeling like an outsider, feeling like we've been pushed out. This could be also wallowing in victimhood. This could be stubborn, individualist. I don't care that I'm not asking anybody for help. I'm going it alone. Times are hard. I don't need your welfare. Leave me alone type of stuff. Okay. Underneath that, we have somebody who's really spiritually going within. This can be a spiritual card, a card of meditation. It can also just be a card of needing a lot of rest. Having run a rugged race. I mean, this could be a soldier coming home from war. I mean, that's what this card is about traditionally, and then entombing themselves a little bit to atone for the deeds that have been done in war. And we have Tower. It makes me think of America in a way, as one who has been a warrior on the earth. How much of this have we caused? I know I am saying controversial things. All right, so be it. How much of this have we caused in the world? How much of it is coming home to roost right now for every single one of us? It's a card decisively and forcibly moving on card. Card, if you will, car. Also, the Chariot is a conveyance of war. It's a conveyance of rich kings, rulers, emperors. Look at me, on parade. I'm powerful. You're not. Aquarius, what does all of this have to do with you? Maybe it's on your mind. Well, to that extent, maybe it's on all of our minds. Aquarius, I would say you are not alone. All right. You are very much not alone. And I'm going to leave it at that because I've said a lot more stuff in this reading than I usually do. Okay, let's look at the Urban Crow Oracle, and this is for Aquarius over the week of August 10th through the 16th, please. And give us a good and very helpful card for Aquarius. Thank you. Wrath. Oh, yes. Card 54. 54 reduces to 9. 9 would be the card of wrapping something up, completing something. We are coming to completion in something and we are pissed off. And I don't know, Aquarius, do you feel that this, look at, I opened right to it. Do you feel like, how does this reading land with you? Let me know, please. Can you relate to all this? Are you resonating with it? Or maybe this isn't your reading. One day I heard the sound of what could have been 100 crows outside my window. The sky was nearly black with swarms of angry birds dive bombing a tree outside my apartment. A young raccoon had killed a baby crow. The energy in the air was almost palpable. You could feel the anger of the crows as well as the fear of the raccoon who clung desperately to the tree for dear life. Wrath creates a powerful energy. It can be destructive and can lead you down a path that may strain or cause friction within a relationship. Wrath adds another element to anger, the element of revenge. It is not just enough for the offender to know that you were angry. They must also feel or experience that anger in some way. Wrath asks you to consider the energy you are creating from your anger. Is it one that will end in that will in the end create a positive change in the relationship? Or are you creating resentment that fuels the desire for future revenge? Although it may have been a single event that caused the energy of anger to present itself, it is through wrath that the anger mutates and splinters, creating a breakdown in the relationship and negative emotions. This is a heavy ass reading, Aquarius, and I just would like to know what's going on. If you have the time and the inclination to make a comment. If not, thank you for supporting me and my channel, and I appreciate you very much. If you're watching this tarot reading and you like what you see but you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. That helps YouTube know to show my work to more people. And I hope that you have a good week. Don't burn down the city, my dear, all right? And know that you're not alone. Whatever this is, I think we're all going through it with you. All right. Take care, Aquarius. Until I see you next time. Bye-bye.